Hey, welcome to day 4 of Kick My Asana Challenge. My name is Melanie Dawn. We'll be starting our practice in a seated meditation, so you can take the palms and place them down on top of the knees. Maybe have a pillow underneath the sit bones, or find yourself in another comfortable position if this doesn't work for you at all. I decided to keep my fire going today, adding a little bit of hot yoga feel to my practice. I always did love practicing in a hot yoga studio. I know it's not for everyone, but for me today, that's what I'm doing. And we're going to be visiting the Sun Salutation A, different modifications and variations of it. And we'll begin this seated meditation by first becoming really aware of where tension is held inside the body. And for so many of us, we hold it across the shoulders, very symbolic of holding the weight of the world. Using the power of the exhale to unlock any rigidity, any stuckness inside the shoulders, and starting to soften inside the palate of the mouth, tongue, jaw. You may notice as the mind starts to drift away from externalization, if your eyes are closed, the thoughts begin to pick up. It becomes a mental storm. You may feel pulled away from your practice. I should be doing this. I don't have enough time. What are we gonna do? I'm scared. All that stuff. You can just watch that pass by like a cloud across the sky. Using this part of your practice to connect to the witness or have awareness of awareness. We become so entrenched and identified with our thoughts, and the thoughts is all ego. It's based on past programming, whatever's kept us safe. It doesn't like anything new, anything to change, and becoming aware of that as you watch the thoughts. Now begin to scan your body for any areas of pain, any areas of discomfort, and acknowledging the concept of compassion. How can I best look after myself today? If you woke up and you feel free inside the body, there's no pain, lots of energy, just even acknowledging that. My stomach is growling. It seems like this mic is very sensitive, so you may have heard that. Lots of times the stomach will growl when energy is moving inside the body. So if that happens for you in your yoga practice, that means that you just maybe unblocked a meridian channel, an energetic pathway, something to celebrate. And so we'll open the eyes and take our do our breath work, eyes open, just softly gazing in front of you. Take your arms out wide with your inhale and bring the palms up to touch at center. And an exhale, thumbs through heart center. Inhale, energy rises, breath rises through the body. Exhale, grounding down, energy presses down through perineum. Breath in, rise, palms at center. Empty, hands through heart center. Breath in, prana. Emptying out, apana. So these two vayus are bringing breath in and releasing any of what's heavy, what's no longer needed. Much like the bodily functions, continue to flow with the breath. I'll stop cueing it here, but just tell you a little bit more about what we're doing. Much like the bodily functions work to get rid of excess toxins, this prana apana flow does the same thing. Just breaking through any stuck energy centers happening in the upper body. Last two. Last one. While Sun Salutations are excellent full body workout, they don't offer twisting. So we'll do that at the beginning of practice, because I do think that my motto is the flexibility in the word the word that I'm looking for, lots of movement through the spine is lengthening our life, increasing our health. So spinal health is a big one for me. We'll twist over to the left, so just thumbs at heart center. The only thing we're thinking about moving is not the navel space, but the rib cage. So twisting from the upper back. Inhale through center. Notice if your legs want to increase their tension. See if you can keep them heavy as you roll over to the right. And one side maybe you get more twist out of than the other. It seems like my right side is locked slightly today, so I'm just acknowledging that and not pushing beyond it. Inhales take me back through center. Exhale over to the left. My left side is like wild and free. Inhale to center. And exhale over to the right. And this is very telling. The right side is our masculine side, where we are in action and doing. Inhale to center. And empty, release. Left side is all about fluidity, being able to receive. So clearly I'm very right side dominant. We'll take our hands down to the mat, tuck the toes, and begin to press up into a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll pedal out the feet, just warm up the back line of the body. I gave my mic a little wig today, like those little black fluffy things, just to see if you could maybe not hear me breathe as heavily. And then the gaze will turn up between the hands and tiny steps to the top of the mat. Forward fold. So forward fold, the feet land hip width distance apart. There is equal weight into the feet, but more so into the front of the foot so that the tail can lift. Sit bones start to lift up. Legs maybe have a slight bend, or perhaps you can straighten them all the way. That's not my path, not even enjoyable for me at all, so I always have a slight bend. Arms can dangle, or you can reach for opposite elbows and rock slowly from side to side. This is lots of pressure into the organ body, almost like rinsing out a dishcloth. If you have the elbow bind, we'll release the hands. And as you inhale, we'll slow roll up one vertebra at a time. Bring the arms along side body, palms turned forward. So this is a nice, powerful stance. Feet are still hip width distance apart. Shoulder blades hug nice and tight to the spine, giving a subtle lift to the heart, but nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna pull my pubic bone up towards the belly button. This gives me a lot of strength through my core. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, diving forward in prayer. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Next breath in, pressing down through the feet, rising up through the hands. Nice big sweep. And empty, thumbs through heart center. So this right here is a half sun salutation. If you're already really sore, you don't want to push beyond those limits, so you're thinking about skipping today's practice, A half sun salutation will still bring lots of blood and breath into your body, or move the blood and breath around your body. So here we go again, breath in, sweep up. I like the flare for the dramatics, so I'll do a back bend and then a big dive forward. If you haven't found that out already, I'm very dramatic. Halfway lift, strong flat back, and fold. Breath in, mountain pose, Samastiti. Hands reach up, slight back bend if you like the flare, and dive forward, fold. Now we're gonna add in a little bit of the lower body. So if this is where you're tapping out today, see you later, I'll see you tomorrow. If you want more, halfway lift, empty out, hands are coming down, they're planting, big bend through the knees, and you can either step or hop back. From your hop back, you might take knees. I'll do knees just so you can see the modification to start. Lots of people should just be on the knees anyways. So from here, knees are touching down, top side of the foot is down. On your inhale, you're lengthening forward through the crown. Exhale, a slow lower of the heart down to your mat. Bend the elbows, keep them nice and tight to the sides. Once you get your heart down on your mat, you're gonna start to lift the heart, lift the head, but keep the chin gently tucked towards the throat. This is baby cobra. Exhale, let the head sink heavy down into the mat. Tuck the toes. We're gonna press up, knees first, and then find downward facing dog. Whew. There's another even better modification too if chaturanga is not for you, and I'll show you that this time. Either hop or tiny step forward into your fold. I do like to hop, but it seems I can't breathe and teach at the same time. Halfway lift and forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose, upward mountain. And dive forward fold. Uttanasana. Either step or hop back and find plank. So if you don't want to do chaturanga, but you want to do everything else, you can just hang out in plank until we come back downward facing dog. If you want to do chaturanga, go for it. I'll cue that one next. We'll go into the full chaturanga. When you're complete, meet in downward facing dog. Gazing forward, either hop, step, forward fold. Breath in for your halfway lift, and it's a strong flat back. It's not like this, it is powerful. And fold. That's where we get to be soft. Inhale, rise, stira energy, very steady, very strong. Softness comes with the exhale as you fold forward. Halfway lift, strong flat back, empty fold. So full chaturanga here, stepping back, plank. Option for knees, remember, or to stay in plank. Inhale, lengthen forward, rolling onto the tops of the toes. Exhale, elbows stay nice and tight, heart touches down, and then maybe we come into an upward facing dog. Thighs come away from the mat. Ooh, so much easier to cue this and watch people. And then rolling over the toes, finding downward facing dog. Hoo-wee. All right, 2 more. Hop or step, top of the mat. Forward fold, halfway lift. Any one of those modifications are yours to choose. Folding forward, breath in, rise up. Empty fold. Halfway lift. Folding. Hop or step back, plank. Option for knees, inhale, lengthen forward, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Whew. One last one, and then we can call it a day, or you can carry on. Some days I'll start my day with 10 of these. Hopping forward or stepping forward, halfway lift, fold, mountain, empty fold, halfway lift, plant your hands, step or hop back. Inhale, lengthen forward, drop your knees if you need, Chaturanga. Upward or cobra. Downward facing dog. Whew. Sun salutations can really get a lot of fire in the belly. If you are feeling the heat, take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. Drop softly down to the knees and find a seat. Woo! This fire was actually not a good idea. Not a good idea. And we'll close our practice today. You can take a laying down Shavasana stance, but I'd like to close practice with just like a mindful meditation, maybe 1-2 minutes. You're welcome to just close your ears off and go into Shavasana land, or stay with me right after I find my breath. Eyes will close when we use the practice of pratyahara, the elimination and disengagement of sense. Turning away from external sight, 80% of our sensory intake. We allow ourselves to go into inner awareness. And really, the path of the yogi is to sit, to be in meditation. And all of this physical practice is leading you to that point. Tiring the body, preparing the body to sit and be still. Feel the blood rushing under your skin, the heart beating behind its protective layer, the rib cage. Noticing any tension that has been dissolved through the shoulders by bringing heat, increasing sensation to the shoulders. They naturally start to soften. Is it easier after practice to tether your mind to your breath? And starting to lengthen out and slow down your breath. Reducing the heart rate. Starting to slow down the body. Noticing any thoughts that are coming and going, and how all of them have nothing to do with here and now. All the thoughts are somewhere in the distant future, immediate future, or past. We are so very rarely present. I want you to feel your skin from the crown of your head down to the weight of where your body is held by your mat. Notice if your toes are tense, if they could soften. If there is any way your legs could become heavier. Shoulders. Personality dissolving from the face. Eyebrows, eyelids, lips, cheeks, jaw. Last 30 seconds in silence. I like to close my practice with a personal prayer. You're welcome to borrow it, use it as your own closing, or simply leave your practice in any way in which you like. If you'd like to close with me, thumbs to heart center, hands in prayer, and Jali Mudra. And we'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, breathing in, emptying, filling all the way up, release. The last breath, biggest breath. Full exhale. Thumbs rise to forehead center. This is in honor of the inner light within us all, the all-seeing and the inner knowing. Namaste.